Hello, I'm Aaron Park, and this is 7th grade, Lesson 17. Problem 1 asks, John bought 1.6 kilograms of sugar priced at $2.4 per kilogram. How much did he pay for his purchase? So, he bought 1.6 kilograms, and we know that each kilogram is exactly $2.40, or $2.4. Now, all we need to do is multiply, because these units will cancel out, and it's over 1. So, all we need to do is figure out what 1.6 times 2.4 is. And this is $3.84, which is B. Problem 2 says solve the problem below and mark the correct answer. So we have 5.2 times negative 2.6. So we can write it vertically to make it easier to multiply. And in this case, multiplying two-digit numbers, you can just go one at a time. So 12 and 6 times 5 is 30, carrying the 1, 31. Then here, 4 and 10. We add, and then since there's 1, 2 numbers in the decimals, we move the decimal point 1, 2 over. And then, since it's a positive number times a negative number, our final answer will be negative 13.552. So that is A. Number 3, Anna rides her bicycle at a constant speed of 4.2 miles per hour. How many miles will she bike in 2.5 hours? So just like problem 1, all we need to do is multiply, since they give us how fast she goes and the time she was riding for. So if we were to work it out, we can see that it would clearly be 10.5 miles, which is D. And then the final problem is similar because we're given the height in yards, the conversion from yards to meters, and all you need to do is multiply again. So I'll let you do that on your own. Problem 5 is similar to problem 2, and then problem 6 is like the others, a conversion that you can perform. This page uses proportion to answer the questions. What percent of 75 is 27? So we want to know the percent for this. What percent is this? In other words, if you got 27 problems right out of 75, what percent did you get? What is your grade? A very low grade in this example, but all we need to do is perform this division. So we can use long division for this, which, if you're unfamiliar with, looks a little bit like this. 75 does not go into 27, so we'll start going into the zeros, the decimal places. 75 into 270 goes into this 3 times. Exactly. Or, excuse me, not exactly. We just multiply it out and subtract, which gives us 45. Another 0 is needed, then it gets brought down. And then this would be 6, because 6 times 75 is 450 exactly, with no remainder, which means our final answer is here. Make sure that the decimal point is there, or if you want to write it, this 0.36 is 36%. So that would be our final answer. Number 2 is similar to the previous problem. And then number 3 asks, what number is 35% of 80? This problem is multiplication instead of the division of the before. So this time we're trying to find 30%, 35% of 80. So we multiply those. 80 times 0.35 would give us 28.0, which is just 28. Similar problem is what is 60% of 85? So we can perform multiplication like this. I exclude the 0 because we can just simply multiply by 10 later. It's easier that way. So if we were to work this out, 6 times 5 is 30, carrying the 3. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 3 is 51. 2 decimal points, so it's 5.1, but we multiply by 10 to get our final answer of 51. Now, this third type of problem, 81 is 54% of what number? So if you were to write a proportion, 0.54, 54%, 81 of what number? And now we can multiply, or in this case, we can basically swap it. That's a little trick. Swapping the numerator and the denominator of two fractions when they are set equal to each other. So we would get that x is equal to 81 divided by 0.54. Since this denominator is smaller than 1, 81 is going to get bigger. X will be bigger than 81. So you can set up the long division. You can't divide by numbers smaller than 1, so we move the decimal point to right for both numbers. 51 dividing 81, 100. 51 goes into 81 one time, goes into this 5 times. And whoops, I made a mistake. That was supposed to be 54%. So I accidentally erased the entire screen, but if you are to set it up again, 0.54 and 81, we move the decimal point to right, and then we start our long division. This is 27, the remainder. 0 comes down. This is 5, equals 270 exactly. And then we get our final answer of 150. Now the rest of the problems are similar, so we will skip to these word problems. Let's do number 3. Let y be 10% of a number. So y is 10% of a number, right? 0.10 of x. What is 50% of the number? Write your answer in terms of y. So we want 50% of x. Now, to get from here to here, we multiply by 5. So we have to do the same to both sides, which gives us 5y. So our final answer is 5y is 50% of x. And that's all for today. Thank you.